the Baywatch theme in my head.
Was that what that was?
Yeah, that was the Baywatch theme.
Some people blah 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 blah.
So random. I would love to get down to the bottom of who controls the playlist in one's mind, because they are high.
Well, I guess it's a different thing per person.
I guess so.
You ever see Inside Out?
Yeah.
There's probably a little person in there
Cracked out
controlling
DJ.
stuff. Yeah.
High on LSD.
Okay.
That's what I picture. I mean, to randomly get the Baywatch theme, that seems nuts. Speaking of seems nuts,
yeah,
the debate was last night. Frank and I watched separately.
It was.
And we have some thoughts. And we have some results 24 hours later. So we'll share that with you. Dave Grohl had a baby out of wedlock, which is interesting. And today, Bon Jovi saved a woman's life. Legit. That's not a wacky, hokey tease.
Wow.
Like, he legit saved the life, and I am jealous.
That you weren't saved by Bon Jovi, or that you didn't get to save a woman's life?
Both. Never dawned on me that I could be saved by Bon Jovi. That'd be hot.
The odds are slim, but
yeah.
Just ask this woman, apparently.
Not that I would ever make out with a dude, but if I were to, I guess he'd be on the list. He'd be on the list, you know.
All right.
You know, he would be on the list for sure. Cool. The debate results.
Indeed. Now, before you even, I don't know, are you going off of official results? Like, I don't know what you're basing results off of.
You know me, buddy. I deal in facts only.
Okay. Well,
facts only. And
if it says anything other than Kamala pummeled him, then you're reading the wrong results.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive.
You sure about that 5 minutes?
I might be mistaken.
All right, wait, hold on. Let me check.
Wrong.
Best debate ever from President Trump.
Ooh, that's not good, because it was terrible for him.
Miraculous 80-90% results. Just absolutely phenomenal. If you don't believe me, you don't have to. Let's hear from the man himself.
Everything. And I think it was the best debate I've ever personally that I've had. We're getting polls that show 92-6, 88 to 11. We're having a lot of great polls that just came out there.
92-6. He dominated, dude. Dominated.
What was the other 2%?
Undecided.
Oh.
Went to the bathroom.
Got it. Didn't watch. Who gives a shit?
Went to the kitchen for chips.
Right. He
dominated. It was amazing. I was blown away.
Yeah. Okay. You're just saying that to fuck with me. The guy lost the debate and he can't admit it.
Would I do that?
No, you wouldn't. It was a thing of beauty. He got his ass handed to him.
You enjoyed yourself. You seem to revel in the fact that let me give my point of view, and then I'm going to go get a snack and come back in an hour 45 when you're done giving your point of view.
Hey, on Discord, as the debate was going, I was on Discord with a lot of people in the chat, and a lot of our viewers, and we were going back and forth. We were all talking about it. It was a great time.
It was a hot conversation. I was checking in. I didn't want to butt in because you guys are having a blast. I don't want to ruin it. No, I didn't want to ruin it. It was a good time. It was like a Frankie C time.
It was fun.
But everybody seemed to be laughing and hysterical. There was a lot of laughing emojis.
We were having a good time.
Yeah.
Enjoying ourselves.
Here, TD kind of sums it all up. Lots of laughing emojis, even from cats.
Cats are laughing. Yeah. The ones that aren't getting eaten were laughing.
Big deal. It's a big deal. It's
just weird and nuts. And everything. The migrants are taking your pets and eating them. What the fuck is wrong with these people? What is happening?
Right. Before we get in, let me give my thoughts, because I know you got a lot to go through. Here's my thoughts. It was about 25 minutes in, maybe 30 minutes in, and I'm like, this is pretty much toe to toe. I think he's doing well. I think he's doing maybe a little better than her. And then the wheels just came off the cart. And it wasn't just she's kind of outshining him. She dominated him. He got unhinged. I think it was right around the crowd time.
Well, once you start, I mean, she played him like it was perfect, because she was like just pointing out the shit that would piss him off. You know, it was great. She was talking about, you go to his rallies, people are leaving early because they're bored. She was just hammering the stuff that pissed him off, and it rattled him.
He did not like that rally comment, and I could be mistaken, Frank, but I believe that was the beginning of the decline for him.
Yeah,
because he didn't take that well, and then he took the bait. To your point, you made an excellent point. This is the most formidable opponent he has ever had. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying she's the greatest debater that he's ever faced, but Hillary Clinton had too many skeletons in her closet to beat him. Okay. All the Republican challengers that he had in the primary had never seen anything like this before. So they couldn't have possibly prepared. You know, it's like the first time, it's like the first time, like when England was fighting America and we decided to start hiding and not just be open in the field shooting at each other. The British were like, holy shit, we don't know how to, it was a new type of warfare that was invented. So those Republicans couldn't hang. Biden got destroyed this time around. Of course, we know first time around, it was basically a shouting match between the two. But as far as somebody who stayed calm, knew what buttons to press and press them at the right times, he's never seen. And to be fair, because I'm not propping her up as a genius, she had this time. She had the Republican primary. She had the first debate. She had the Hillary debates. She had all this stuff to study him and see how he works. And she threw a playbook at him that he had never seen before. And he frankly folded,
Well, he could have done the same thing.
He could have,
he could have studied her, everything she's done.
He did.
He doesn't prepare. He said that he doesn't prepare for these things.
He didn't seem to prepare at all.
Yeah, he just goes out there because he has the same talking points that he does at his rallies. The same, and they don't work when you have the person standing there with facts who's going to just throw them back in your face.
And he didn't follow the little preparation that he did have, because we know for certain through many sources and Republican outlets reporting that his staffers told him explicitly, do not discuss her race whatsoever. Right. It comes up, you just go, she is what she is, it doesn't matter. Pivot,
but he
get away
he fell right into that trap.
Right into it. He fell right into it. I mean, right into it.
She can be whatever she wants to be. It's like, no, that's not. She is what she is. It's not like, oh, I want to be this. That's not how she's not saying stuff because she wants to be something. She's saying it because that's what she is.
Right.
I don't think he knows how anything works. He doesn't know how tariffs work. He has no plan. They asked him about, we can go point by point. I wish I took notes, but I was having such a good time talking in Discord. I didn't really write everything. I should have took down point by point stuff. But he was, they asked him about a healthcare plan. And he goes, well, I have concepts of a plan.
Bad.
The guy has nothing. He has no plan.
Bad.
Just like when he lost in 2020, he had no plan. He said, oh yeah, we'll reveal the plan after the election. He had nothing. He was the president at the time, and he had nothing.
Yeah. And the way,
and there was nothing. Yeah.
The way David Muir constructed that question was, it's been 9 years. You've been telling us about a healthcare plan. What is your plan?
Right.
And then his answer of, I have a concept of a plan. And then he also said, well, I'm not president right now. That is such a horrible answer.
Yeah. You were president for 4 years, pal.
Because, you don't need to be president to have a plan.
Right.
You should have a plan that you're running on now.
Right. No, he has we'll tell you about it when I'm elected. Yeah. Okay. Bullshit.
Which is hilarious, because there is a scene, Will Arnett guested on The Office. I don't know if you saw this meme today. And I'm so mad because I immediately thought of it. And I'm like, oh, I got to get this clip and put it out. I could not find a good version of that clip. But Will Arnett is going for Michael Scott's job when what's his name left the show. He was one of the people that filled in with Jim Carrey and all these people. And he's like, I have a plan. I have a plan to double your revenue. And they're in an interview. And he's like, okay, what's the plan? He's like, no, good try. So you got to hire me to get the plan. And they're like, Wait, what is it? He's like, all right, you get me, you get the plan. He's like, and they're like, how do you know we have the plan? He's like, I have a plan. Of course I have a plan, And it's just this funny little moment. And that is exactly what Trump did during this debate.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything. He has no idea what to do with healthcare. His only thing he was leaning on every time, whenever there was any topic, he would always circle it right back to the border. It's like, well,
which is his pivot point, which I understand.
The border was a problem in his administration as well. I mean, you can't say
not as big as now, but yes, I agree. I mean, it's gotten continuously worse over the years, but yes, you're right.
Yeah, but it's always been a problem. It's been a problem for decades. It's you can't just close the border. That's not how diplomacy works, and you can't, and foreign relations and humanity. You don't just say, nope, we can't take care of anybody. It's like, well, this is the country that we're in. This is what we do.
And listen, and let me just get this out. I know people are going to, he still has half the country. He still has his hardcore base.
Which boggles my mind.
Everybody's out there and they're going to vote for him. And, if you want to vote for him for whatever reason, it's fine. It's fine with me. I have to keep saying this. I don't care who you vote for. But even if you support,
I care who you vote for.
Frank does. I don't. If you support Donald Trump and you're going to vote for him, you could feel good about it from my perspective. I don't care. From my perspective, I don't care. But you have to be a little concerned and worried that your candidate is up there going, I have concepts of a plan, because he had a crack at this healthcare thing for the first time, did nothing. He's not been president for 4 years and has not come up with a better solution for you. Like, what was he doing in this time other than working on something that is better? This has nothing to
golfing.
Right. But this has nothing to do with Republican or Democrat. If you want a job, you need to be prepared for it. When you go in for an interview, which is what a debate is, you have to present some ideas. They may not be good ideas. They may be good ideas that are in no way going to work, but you have to have something to present to the people that are going to hire you. And that one single answer, again, people are going to be like, I don't give a shit. I'm voting for him. Great. Do it. But don't complain in 4 years when nothing has changed for you in the right direction. I mean, he should have had economic policies, healthcare plans.
Who's his team?
Foreign policy. I don't know.
How does he not have people going, all right, they're going to ask you about healthcare. You have to have something. I have concepts of it, but he could have said, I have a plan. Then the follow-up would have been, well, what's your plan? And it would have been, oh, no, it's a beautiful plan. It's a beautiful, great plan, big plan.
People tell me it's a good plan. Say something. Her plans are not all that detailed. Like, I would love some more detail from her and her plans. I've heard some things. It took her a while to get these things out, but they're there. There's some form to them. There's some body. From him, I'm getting a lot of rhetoric, whether it be true or not. And I'm not getting this is what we're like. Okay, drill, baby, drill. As crude as it is a plan. How are you going to control inflation?
Which makes no sense, by the way.
Well, it makes a little. His thing is we're going to get fuel costs down, which is going to impact the price of everything. Which is there's some truth to that. There's some truth.
We're using more oil now, our own stuff, than we ever have.
Well, that's the problem.
I mean, drill, we're dipping it. We're into our own stuff and using up our own stuff more than any presidential term in history. We're into our own stuff. That's what we're doing.
So, again, but like I said, going back to it, drill, baby, drill, as crude as it is a plan. You should at least have a line or two on what your plan is. Well, hey, listen, we're going to do this first, and I think we can get this done, and I think we can do that to fix healthcare, to bring healthcare costs down a little bit. Now, he's talked about insulin, right? He's talked about some of these things. Why didn't he say it that night? Because he was so rattled by her that he went back to his old punching ways and not stay on policy, stay on point. Because here to Donna's,
has no policy. There's no policy.
Yeah, to Donna's point, and this is what all of his advisors are trying to get him to do. He could win this election on, remember the 4 years I was president, how much better they were. I've said this all the time, whether you did it or not, when you're in the big chair, you get the credit. You get the credit for the good stuff. You get the credit for the bad stuff, whatever it is. If it's good, the president did it, whether he had nothing to do with it or not. If it's bad, it's the president's fault, whether he had nothing to do with it or not. That's always the way it goes.
Sure.
So he should be sitting there going, my 4 years were great. My 4 years with this, my 4 years with that.
They weren't great.
Whatever it may be, right? They were better economic times. Now you can make an argument that that was because of the state of the country and how Obama handed it to him, because honestly, and I don't want to be a Trump basher here because we already have
Why?
one.
Grow some balls. Be a
No,
Trump
you already got
just
that part of it.
just be honest. Whatever it is,
I'm
it
trying to be
is.
a fair guy. I'm trying to be a fair guy.
Whatever it is, it is. Whether it paints him in a negative light or not.
Well, let me say this.
What the truth is.
Here's the truth. When you look at all the indicators, economy, crime going down, economy going up, all these things, all these trajectories started in the Obama administration. All of them. Yeah. Everything that he's going to take credit for started in the Obama administration. Did he do better or worse? In some cases, he turned the knob up a little bit to make it a little bit better. In some cases, it started to plateau under him. But all of this was really started in the Obama era. And those are just facts. You can go back to all the economists and everything and look at that stuff. But as we're seeing in this day and age, and Trump has been a big part of doing this, facts really don't matter much anymore, because unanimously everybody agrees, FBI reports, DOJ reports, all this stuff, crime is down. Crime has been on the way down from Obama. It continued down through Trump. Let's take out the pandemic and all that kind of stuff. It continued to go down. And actually, crime went really down in the pandemic, despite all the looting and everything like that. It was still down because everybody stayed in, and has continued to go down during the Biden administration. It's universally agreed upon. Yet he's out there going, "No, it's not. They're wrong."
Crime's been the worst. Yeah, crime's the worst it's ever been. Based on what are you basing it on? He's just saying he's just saying stuff that makes him sound better. That's all that is. You could get up there and say he discovered a new element that's going to save the world, and you're not going to get it until I'm president. He could literally get up there and say anything, and which is what he's doing, and that's it's a shame that people fall for it, because it's terrible. He just gets up there and says anything. He bases it on no facts. He gets up there and starts saying the border. Meanwhile, he's the one that completely ruined. We were going to have so much funding for the border. There was going to be more personnel down there for Border Patrol funding, and there was this bill that was going to be passed, and he told Republicans to shoot it down because he didn't want to solve the border problem. He wanted to run on the problem, which is what she hammered him with. It's like, well, we were going to fix the border, and you personally told your Republicans to vote it down. And that's why we couldn't do anything on the board.
Which is true and has been confirmed by Mitt Romney. Okay, he hates Trump. I get it. But who's the other one? Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham also said the same thing. Lindsey Graham admitted that in an interview, that actually happened.
Yeah. Well,
that should matter to people, and it doesn't matter to his followers.
His one huge talking point, the border, he could have helped. If he would have said, yeah, I'm all for it. If he would have said, hey, Republicans, it's not my bill, but this is going to help the border, and that's a huge problem. Let's help the border. He could have said that to them, but he said, no, let's keep it a problem so that I can say, hey, look, the Democrats are screwing up the border.
Right. You get to say they haven't done anything when they had a deal done and you basically stopped it. Frank, the media is here. This is exciting.
Hey, media.
Media says Democrats ran the country 12 of the last 16 years, and they say they want change. So it's a good point. And what I find interesting, and I was thinking about this last night, is Donald Trump was that solution, right? Everybody was tired of status quo, and here he comes with something different. And this is why I think he's struggling this time around, and why it's a bit harder for him, because he was an easy pick over Hillary. She was so establishment. And again, skeletons in her closet. Everybody was like, let's roll the dice on this. He cruised to a victory in that election easily. Then he lost the next one. And now he's in the fight of his life. And it doesn't seem to matter who his opponent is, right? Because it's improved with Kamala, but it was still pretty tight with Biden, even though his lead was bigger. Trump's lead was bigger. But what I'm saying is the flyer we took on him the first time around, I don't know if he has those independents there this time around. Even though it's super close. Like, this is a 3-point race right now, and it's a dead heat.
Which again, I don't understand. What are you running on? What are you voting for? The guy who just stands up there and says anything? I mean,
yes.
That's all it is.
Well, think about this. Think about this. It is, and Jay Sams is here. It is very confusing. It's very confusing when you talk about what's real and what's not real. And people don't pay that much attention to it. Like, we're talking about it now. What was that, Janine?
I said, like me.
Right. Like, be honest, though. Janine is an average person. She's raising two kids.
Whoa.
Janine's an above average person.
Thank you.
Come on.
Janine's an extraordinary person. I was just going to say, she's raising 2 children, 3 if you count her husband, which my wife counts me as a child, so I get it. She's working, she's podcasting, she's raising money, she's like doing all these things. A lot of people don't have time for this shit, and then they hear a soundbite. And this is what I was talking to Cuddles about. She was telling me, she Cuddles works at the school, and she goes, I'm talking to a lot of these people and they're undecided. They don't know who they want to vote for. Like, it's obvious that he lost the debate last night. There's obviously some holes. There's holes in both their campaigns. There's a lot of holes in his, but people are kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Trump. And she's like, I wonder.
Yeah. God.
She's like, I wonder why that's happening. I go, well, let's take this as a case study, right? We have a debate amongst 2 candidates so that they can share their ideas with how they want to lead the country. You live in a society where we flick, and if you don't have it in 3 seconds, I don't care, and I'm moving on. Yep. If you're listening to traditional media, it's a 7-second soundbite in and out of commercials, right, to pay the bills, all this stuff. And what do you hear today? What's the takeaway from the debate last night? They're eating your cats. That's the headline. The headline is they're eating your dogs and cats. You can't even get to important issues because of some of the asinine shit that was said last night. And that's the problem. And he said more. Listen, you can point to definitely one moment and maybe 2 or 3 others where she was lying, stretching the truth, not truthful. His was about 30 some odd instances where there was just crazy talk. And I mean, this is kind of across the board. So which brings it back to my original point. I'm watching the debate, and like I said, half hour in, I go, he's doing okay. 15 minutes after that, I go, oh my, I think he's losing this. And like an hour in, I go, he's getting killed. So I go online, I'm on Twitter, looking around. Again, you got to skip all the people that are just going to be super for him. And some of the big Republican outlets are starting to be concerned. And then I did what I always do. I watched all the post game. I went from ABC directly to Fox News to see what they had to say. Brit Hume and 4 other people on that panel on Fox News all agreed he had a really bad night and that he flat out lost the debate. And as a sure sign of that, he shows up 15 minutes later in the spin room talking about we won 90%, 90% polls we're looking at.
Pulling numbers out of his ass.
Now, it wasn't totally out of his ass. There was a live Fox Now poll that was like, who won the debate? Obviously, he's going to get 90%
from his Fox viewers.
From Fox viewers. So that's what he was quoting. So you can say he wasn't lying, but that's not a true... No. Same thing as I wouldn't take a fucking, MSNBC poll for, I just wouldn't take it at much.
Polls, I can't, I rarely trust polls because people taking them are not, I feel like for the most part, are not going to be as unbiased as you think. And so you don't have to listen to any polls, who won, who didn't. Just watch it. Just watch the debate.
But listen, kudos should be given to Fox for being honest about what had just taken place.
We shouldn't be applauding them for doing their job, the right. It's like,
be fair though, because I gave the same praise to CNN and MSNBC when they said that Biden hadn't had a really good night or it was a disaster, so on and so forth. They get credit for that too.
But that shouldn't be that way either. It should be that's the reality. You shouldn't get credit for reporting the reality accurately. That's just what you're supposed to do. And when you do it right once.
Yeah, but it's so rare these days.
I know, but that's the way it shouldn't be.
But the thing is, they are doing their job because they're getting paid to be on more for one side. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you think it's right or if I think it's right. It's what they're being told what to do from their bosses. So
it's true. It's true. We'd all love unbiased news. It's not the world we live in anymore.
Which I don't. Yeah, it should. How is that? It's unbelievable. How it's like I could see a little. Everybody's human. A little bit of your bias is going to spill in here or there. If you editorialize, you throw in a comment or two, but like it's so blatant, and they're not even trying to be. You like 99% of the time.
Yeah,
they're not even trying to be as fair as they could be. It's always, well, Trump's the best in the world, and that's all it is to it. Or Kamala Harris the best in the world. That's all there's to. It's very. This is it, and that's and that's what you should vote for. Just report reality, and we'll decide.
What's real anymore? I don't know.
Just point the camera at what's happening. We don't need the editorializing. Just point the camera and let us figure it out.
Let me go through a couple of things. I want everybody's reaction. Frankie, J Sabs, and then in the live chat in the comments for the replay crew. Shout out replay crew. Love you guys.
Yay. You have notes. I'm impressed.
Kamala Harris walking across the stage, seeking him out to shake his hand when he wanted nothing to do with it. Go ahead, Frank.
Boss move. Considering the fact that they had never met ever before last night, they had never met in person. She walked up to him and introduced herself.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, Kamala Harris, nice to meet you, or nice to be here, whatever. I forget what she said. But she walked over to his podium.
She said chameleon Kamala Harris.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, he wouldn't have known who she was otherwise, unless she threw in one of the names.
Who are you?
But I thought that was a boss move.
What was the other thing he calls her? Something with the alliteration? Comrade Kamala. Yeah. Comrade Kamala. Nice to meet you. J Sabs, what did you think about the handshake in the beginning?
I thought that was really awkward. And I really feel awkward. For some reason, I felt like it was very, to me, I felt awkward.
You didn't think it was like a power move, like I'm owning this thing, like I'm gonna come over and introduce myself, rather than because in the Biden debate, they didn't shake hands. There was nothing.
Well, to be fair, he was trying not to piss himself, so he had a lot on his plate,
I guess.
Also, I forgot how to shake hands.
I thought it was a good move, though. I thought she did the right thing.
Laura says, great move. Mountaintops makes a good point. Set the stage for the whole debate.
It was like a, when you're watching a hockey game, you could see right in the beginning who's playing a little faster, a little smarter. And you could kind of almost predict in the first period how the rest of the game's going to go.
Right. You get that first shift out there, and then you establish the tone.
You're like, oh shit, this team's dominating the other team. It's like, all right, well.
This is a great idea from Mark. One of them should have pulled a hand away. Maybe do the hairbrush back.
The hairbrush.
That would have been a move. Nice
Too slow.
Psych, comrade. Get back to your podium. I thought it was a boss move. I'm sorry, J Sabs. I know we're at risk of being called liberal pussy, which I do love and enjoy. But I thought it was a boss move. I thought it was ballsy of her, and I thought she was communicating to him right away. Because what's interesting about that tape is you see her going for it, and you see him stray away from it because she went from the front. He then started to go back towards his podium, and she didn't give up on it, and he had no choice but to do it. Yeah. And I just thought she got in your head immediately.
Yeah.
immediately.
Another thing, I don't know if you're going to bring this up. Should I wait for your list?
No, I don't know if I'm going to bring it up either. Go ahead.
No, I don't know. All right. Well, a couple things. One, it seemed like, I don't know if I missed it. Maybe he did or not, but someone when we were on Discord pointed out he's not looking at her at all. If he did, I didn't see it or I didn't notice it, but he looked at the moderators. He looked down. He didn't even look at the camera. I don't think that often, but he rarely, if any, at all.
I don't think
maybe he peeked over once or twice.
I don't think
he never really made never made eye contact. Never looked at her, and she was looking at him the whole time. And I love the move that she was every time she answered a question, she was looking right to the camera, right at the viewer.
Now, I think he did that because he wanted to be like, I don't even respect you enough to look at you. Do you think it played that way to undecideds? To his crowd, I know they love everything. He could have taken a shit on the stage and they'd be like, this is the greatest shit I've ever seen. But
yeah, and to the Kamala's crowd,
they would hate it.
It was like, no, it was like, oh, he looks scared. It came off as scared.
But to the independents, what do you think do you think that worked or not?
I don't know. Jay Sabs, what do you think? He didn't really look at her at all. It seemed like it seemed like he was like, I don't know if it was like I don't know if he considered it like a power move or if it was just he just didn't know what he was doing.
Janine, did you even notice it?
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, because it took me a while to notice it. It just took me a while because there was a couple moments where he should have looked over. I also fell asleep. Well, you were disappointed because if he would have been winning, you would have been having a great time thinking about how pissed off Frank was.
Exactly.
I wasn't pissed off about what?
If he was winning.
Oh, he definitely wasn't.
Remember we made that whole joke about Janine playing with herself over the fact that you were miserable that he was winning the debate pre-show. Do you remember anything from 3 days ago?
I try not. No,
it's really funny.
That was like one of the funniest clips.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Yes, but I didn't know you were. All right.
Wait, it was a clip?
Yeah, because we were talking about it, and you were like, "Yeah, Frank," and you were going on like in this weird, creepy voice.
Oh yeah.
There it is. That was it. That was it.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
He's gonna be like, roommate, come over here and bang me. This is getting good right now. Frank must be pulling his hair out. But it didn't happen that way.
It did not happen that way.
It went well for Frank, so she just got disinterested and fell asleep.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't notice it too. I noticed it after a little while because there was a couple times where she said something and he should have looked over like, "Are you fucking crazy?" and he didn't. And I was like, "Oh, he is consciously doing this and making a point to do it."
Yeah, and I'll admit, I'm the first one to admit I am biased because I'm rooting for Kamala.
No.
Of course. So I'm not. It just seemed like he just. I don't know if it was nerves or what, but he was.
No, I don't think it was nerves.
He was purposely. You think he was intentionally doing it?
I think he thought my crowd's gonna love this if I don't even look at this piece of shit. I think that's what he was thinking.
I can't remember if he did the same thing with Biden. I feel like maybe he looked over once or twice.
No, he looked over because I think he kept checking to see if he pissed himself.
He was still there.
Yeah. Has he pissed himself yet? It's coming. I thought it was interesting that there was they were talking about the abortion ban and if he would actually veto it. He refused to answer the question. And then the moderators brought up to him that JD Vance said that he would. And then he said, well, I haven't talked to JD Vance about it. Again, it's one of those moments where it's like, this is one of the top 5 major issues.
Yeah.
It feels like you should be hammering out all these talking points with your running mate during the election. Like he shouldn't be out there saying anything that you guys haven't agreed to and said, hey, you say it this way, especially this issue, because Trump is far more liberal on this issue than Vance is. So you got to get that guy in line to what you, the presidential candidate, want to say and how you want to present your administration. So I thought that was a bad moment for Trump to even say that.
They needed to at least take the top 6 or 8 topics in there that are, abortion, immigration, the economy, just go through everything and hammer out your answer that's when people say, oh, they're not going to get what the questions are going to be about. They're not mystery questions. It's not going to be anything oh my God, I can't believe they asked this. It's going to be the topics that we're all that are the main topics of conversation these days. So it's hard to say like, oh, I wasn't prepared, or I didn't know, I didn't have an answer ready, or whatever it was. He should, both candidates should have been practicing these questions for weeks. He didn't have answers for a lot of questions. Like, healthcare. How do you not have an answer for healthcare? At least,
Well, just lie about it.
Right? He lies all the time. Why didn't he throw another one out there?
Just be like, hey, everything has changed. We're putting the finishing touches on the plan. You're going to see it in a couple of weeks. Just lie about it. Just say fucking something. Like the thing with these plans are, they don't listen. The plans could be 5 bullet points on your website. Like, it doesn't have to be a formal document that gets, voted on by Congress before the election. Exactly.
Yeah. Just have something.
Just fucking lie to us.
I don't have one, but I'm not running for president. Anthony doesn't have a healthcare plan, but that's not our job. If you want this job, this is one of the things you got to prepare for.
The worst thing you could say is we don't have a plan yet. We have concepts.
We have concepts of a plan.
Jesus Christ.
So we have a plan to get a plan is basically what he's saying.
Yeah. So, and then she brought up right after that, she brought up the crowd size, and then that was it. Somebody fucking went. And then shortly after the crowd size bit came they're eating the cats and the dogs. I was like J-Saps. I didn't fall asleep, but I was kind of like, whatever. And then I'm like, the cats, because I missed the first part. I'm like, what are they even fucking talking about? And it turns out that in this one town in Ohio, I guess, there was somebody said I can't even say there was a report. There was a Facebook post about somebody saying that their cat was missing, and they believed an illegal immigrant cooked it and ate it. And then JD Vance shared that post, and then he brought it up on a presidential debate, unfounded. With that, now this rumor had gained so much traction that David Muir, to his credit, ABC News, they went and asked. They asked around all the authorities, "Is this true? Has there been reports of pets missing and being, whatever?" And there was nothing to it. And he was like, "Well, you don't have the truth. Your finger's not on the pulse." Whatever he said, which is amazing to a news organization with thousands of employees who can check on these things.
Yeah. No. Trump has his finger on the pulse. He knows what's going on. In the other side of the country or the middle of the country. He knows.
What's really crazy about that is, again, for the supporters out there, there are plenty of instances where you could point to murders, kidnappings, rapes, all that stuff of illegal aliens on American citizens. You don't need to go to they're eating our cats with an unfounded Facebook rumor. That's crazy.
As long as it paints migrants in a bad light, that's what he's going to go with. It's just a way to demonize migrants in a way that benefits him, and he's just demonizing them. That for some reason people eat it up, and they're like, "Oh, they must be true. Trump's saying it, so it's got to be true." It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? He could get up there. He's talking about sharks and batteries and windmills causing. It's like,
here's the thing.
He can say the most batshit stuff, and it's like, well, when does it stop? How do you fight crazy like that?
Here's the thing, which I can't be sure of, that wasn't some liberal Democrat just saying crazy shit, because Mark makes a good point here. Almost instantly, there are ALF memes flying across the internet.
Yeah.
Like the first ALF meme I saw was like 4 minutes after he said that. And I'm like, was this a setup? Because this feels almost too perfect that ALF, for people who don't know, was this show about an alien life form who came down to Earth and loved to eat cats.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't think in any of those episodes, I don't think he successfully ate one cat.
He tried though, right? That was
he tried a lot.
The joke.
Yeah,
the bit was he would always try and eat the cat, and they'd always save the cat.
Right.
Yeah. It was almost instantaneous. And then to add insult to injury, Donald Trump Jr. Wait, is that his name? Yeah, the brown one. Who's the blonde one? That's Eric, right?
Eric Trump. Yeah.
So DJ Jr. DT Jr. goes and goes to somebody showed him how to use AI images, and he's got Donald Trump holding a machine gun and a cat running out of this scene with all the cats following him, being like, "He's saving the animals, folks." I'm like, I know you're doing a joke, but it's still not good.
Yeah, they don't know how to joke. They don't know how to meme, and it's sad. And it's like
Donald Trump Jr. thinks he can meme. And to be fair, he's gotten off one or two where I've smirked at going, all right, it's not bad. You know, it's not bad for a politician's son.
Yeah. But it's really desperate. And I just don't get how someone doesn't brief him and say, listen, this is what you're going to, don't talk about this. Don't bring this up. This is you're going to get slant. If you bring this up, they're going to throw it back in your face. Like how does, and it's not like it's a small story that came out of nowhere. This is like your vice presidential candidate is talking about this. You might want to avoid it.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's absolutely. Yes,
Lindarella, fear mongering. That's all it is. He's just if she's elected, the world will explode and everyone is dead. It's like, all right, relax.
This is but this is beyond fear mongering. This is crazy talk. Fear mongering is you're going to get killed if we let the illegal immigrants in. This is crazy talk. Look, he's on an oversized cat with other cats following him with a machine gun.
No, I think that's actual size, and he's that tiny.
I mean,
we need to put that on a t-shirt because I think that is a hysterical shirt.
We should put that on a t-shirt. Wait,
I don't know if that's our image anymore.
Look at the next one. The next one is he tweeted cats and ducks on a couch watching the debate, and the thing is, we know who they're rooting for tonight.
I didn't see that one, but that is really hysterical.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Like
I feel like we're in a multiverse. This is the weirdest version of our Earth we can get.
Feels like, when you're dreaming and things are just like a little weird, and like all of a sudden you look over and your wife has like 7 fingers on her hand and she's like, "See you later." And you're like, that doesn't seem right, but I don't know, because you're in a you're just that's what it feels like. It's just
what's weird off. Whenever I never like maybe there's once or twice in my life I knew I was dreaming. I never know I'm dreaming, even though if I'm doing like the weird, like I'm flying, literally flying across wherever or straight up into the air. And I'll go, yeah, this seems right. This is perfectly normal. I do this all the time. I never know it's a dream. It's gotten out of control.
And again, listen, we're a podcast. We have to talk about it. News has to talk about it. We're not talking about their plans for healthcare, the border, the economy, etc., because of all this craziness. This is the problem. And like, you could blame the media all you want, but it also has to do with where it originates from. And if all they gave us was substance, that's all we would be talking about. But we got crazy, and that's what takes the lead. Yeah. There was one moment where he said she wants, pointing to Kamala, transgender operations on illegal immigrants in prison. And I thought that was one of the most brilliant sentence structures I have ever, because it just kept going.
It's like, where do you, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, I was just like, wow.
Oh, and when he was like, what was it? No, all right, I'm sorry. I'm messing it up. He was at a rally a few days ago where he was saying, imagine you send your kid to school and they come back having a major operation, the sex change operation. Yeah. It's like, what do you think is happening? That's not how any of that works.
They skip third period and they just, you come right back and you're done.
Yeah, right. And someone, I don't know who it was a late night thing, probably, I think, was like, what do you think they're like doing at in these nurses' office? They throw a Band-Aid on you usually and send you back. Like they're performing major operations. Like you go to the nurse's office, sex change operations. You got a free period? Come on, we'll get you in. Let's go.
All right. The next observation I made during the debate last night is that David Muir fucks. I mean,
I saw that. The thing you put out.
And this is why we have JSABs here, because she can confirm these things. And even though I feel like he's a baby compared to her normal targets, but this guy's got a gorgeous head of hair on him. I think he's good. He doesn't have like a lazy eye, so it appears to be good looking. He's fucking They showed a promo where he was like riding in a helicopter with a shirt that was kind of cut off here with like just these big guns. I'm like, this guy must get so much fucking, you know, vagina. Like he must lay pipe.
Let me see him.
You want to see him? All right, yeah. Let me see. I wonder if we can get the. I don't know if these are good pictures. Here. Oops. Wait. There we go. Okay. Can you see him in these? In these.
Oh yeah.
Here's a promo shot. Let's click on this one. There you go. What do you think? Good.
His hair isn't gray enough for you.
A little too like clean cut for me. I don't know. How
You don't
old is
know?
he?
You got
How
to
old
show
is
her.
he?
No, he's young. For you, he is. No, he's young for you.
You got to show him jumping out of a helicopter or whatever.
The helicopter shot got me hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, oh my god, I might. Am I making too many? I might be gay jokes, Frank. You got to let me know when I can start to tamper that down.
I mean, he could still get it, but that doesn't mean that.
Like, I feel like he kind of looks like a J-Sab's roommate. There's not really much.
He could play Superman in the upcoming thing.
Right. Like I feel like
picture him. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
He could play Superman's brother, Mark Kent.
Like, I know that he looks different from George Clooney, but not that. Again, if they were both coming out of the sack of suds, you'd arrest either one of them. I feel like it's close enough. I feel like not a lot of people are like, you know, who's hot is that fucking David Muir.
He's a good-looking dude.
All right, here we go. We got J-Sabs, who was given I don't know if J-Sabs gave a full ruling, but Lindarella says he can get it, which is a J-Sabs line.
Oh my god, me and this girl need to hang out. Go ahead.
Christella says he's cute. See, I feel like he's really good looking, and women are, you know, going to be falling all over this guy now. Flying Y, he looks like the guy from American Psycho, kind of Christian Bale-ish. Yeah,
he does look like that.
You know who he kind of reminds me of? The guy who I first made Anthony. Like, Anthony first knew I was funny from when I used to make comments about his penis through his sweatpants. What was his
John
name?
Hamm.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
I can see that a little. He's got. I think the suit is helping. The Mad. He's giving off Mad Men vibes.
Clean cut, big jaw, right? That kind of thing. I could see it.
Yes.
I could see that.
Good looking fella.
That was the first moment I knew J-Sabs was hilarious.
I'm still.
Because I couldn't stop.
Yeah, she could not stop. It made me laugh so hard that I put that on the radio station I was on at the time, Facebook page. And when that blew up, I was like, oh my God, these are people that just like to be entertained. Like, everybody was telling me, like, stop being an asshole, don't talk. Like, people
Why didn't you listen?
Hear the music. I know, right? People like, talk about the music. I'm like, the John Hamm dick thing was the biggest thing we've ever done. Like, what are you talking about? These are people who want to see dick. I actually thought that Trump got okay. So if everybody's saying 3-on-1, which, yeah, okay, he's on a liberal station. We get that.
Right.
But I actually thought that they kept letting Trump speak. Like, those microphones were supposed to be off, and they kept putting his back on whenever he wanted to.
So they did, and I wonder why.
You think they were doing that because he was getting himself in trouble talking?
I don't know, but I'll be honest. He usually is a lot worse. I think he was more subdued last night.
In the beginning, he was great. In the beginning, he was Whisper Trump, which was the new. I love that character better.
Maybe when I fell asleep.
Yeah. He changed about a half hour, 35 minutes in, but he kept talking after she did. Like, he would say something, she would have time to retort. He would come back, and Trump bowled over David Muir at least 5 or 6 times, and Muir gave in to him and let they put the mic back on.
He also, if you look at the numbers, he talked for around 5 minutes more than she did.
It was like 6 minutes. Yeah, it was a crazy amount more. Yeah, yes, you're right.
He had more time. He had more on-air talking time.
A lot more. And they both, him and the girl, I don't know the girl's name. I'm sorry.
What was
even though she was wearing a blazer and it was looking all right for your old pal Ann.
Oh, good.
They both always lost to Trump. And one time she shut Kamala down. She would not, because Kamala was like, I have to respond. And I remember that because the next question was a different one and Kamala went back to it, which I hate when they do that.
Lindsay Davis. Go ahead.
Lindsay Davis. Thank you. Lindsay Blazer Davis, as I called her later on that night when I was watching replays. Shut up. And she, Kamala got shut down. She would not let Kamala talk. That never happened to Trump the entire night.
Oh, really?
Not once. Because I took notice of it. I'm like, this is, whenever they shut him up, I'm like, that's kind of a big deal. So that's one of the things of like, are you being fair or not?
Well, he doesn't stop. That's the thing. No matter how many times they try to shut him down and be like, no, we're going on to the next thing, or no, we got to move on. He just goes, excuse me. No, and we won't stop until he gets what he has to say out.
He bullied them. And they fell for it.
He just doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Have self-control.
They brought up the Central Park 5.
Yep.
And he defended himself again instead of just pivot. His answer should have been, that was 30 years ago. We're past that now. You're trying to race bait me into this, and I'm not going to go for it. That would have been the oh shit move. Like he fucking put them in their place. Instead, he took the bait.
And he falls right into it.
He defended himself, even though he was wrong at the time.
Was wrong. He can never admit he was wrong. That's the problem. If he would have said, "Yeah, I screwed that one up. It was the word. It was a bad mistake. I'm glad that they were able to exonerate these young men, and that's the justice. The whole thing. But no, it's that's at the time. They would believe to be guilty. It's like, no, you're wrong, and you have to stop.
Right.
You just have to stop.
The other big thing that I have to bring up today is the amount of people, which I knew was going to happen because he clearly lost. And again, like I said, Fox News, Brit Hume he loves Trump, and Brit Hume admitted that Trump lost last night. The amount of chatter from his supporters today on those earrings were those headphone earrings.
It's so desperate. It's such a sad, desperate move.
Let me just say this, because again, let me reiterate. I don't care who you vote for him. But I can tell you, as somebody who has gone to CES, not gone to CES, but has religiously followed CES, knows people who have gone to CES, which is the technology conference. Those things do exist. She was not wearing them. They were a pair of Tiffany earrings that has already been confirmed.
Oh, yeah. I saw this. Actually, during the book fair at school today, which I so graciously volunteered at, one of the women was telling me that. She was like, so they didn't, she got all into it. She was like, they call it conspiracy theory, but I forgot what she called it. She was like, I just kept looking into it for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
She went down a rabbit hole.
Let me save everybody the time. Again, from somebody who doesn't give a shit if you vote for Donald Trump, go ahead and do it. But the truth is,
lying liberal pussy.
I don't care. I don't care.
I care. I'll say it.
Frank cares.
Frank it'll admit it. I care.
Frank cares. I do not. But let me tell you what's really true. And it's that although it looks really close, those are not them. Those are just not them. And what people are doing online is they're showing a close up of them and her. They show her from far away, and then they go close up. The close up that you're seeing is a shot from the demo at the CES in Vegas, the trade show. That's what it is, because the hair doesn't match. And I started seeing even darker hair to match her hair like later on in the day. These are people that are just photoshopping this shit to make it look like
it's really desperate, and
there's
anything to not admit that he lost. Remember when she said in the debate, it was a great line. 81 million people fired you, and you just can't process it. You're unable to process it. That's what he said. That's what she said to him.
The last thing I have on this, and if you guys have more, we can keep going. The last thing I have on this, and I almost brought this up on the podcast 3 or 4 times. It's just one of those things that we never got to. He never admitted he lost the election ever. And then about 2 weeks ago, he said he lost by a whisker. Then he said it again. I saw it on the Lex Friedman podcast, which we talked about other clips on that. We talked about the Epstein thing because I thought that was more important. And I saw him say it at one other place. And I, like David Muir, who both are jacked and huge dicks, right? I, like David Muir, didn't think it was sarcastic, and he corrected David Muir and said it was sarcastic. I was going to talk about it because I was like, what do we do with this now? He has never said that he lost. Now all of a sudden he's saying he lost. Is he changing his argument to try and win this time around? Like, what is happening here? And then that gets brought up on the debate last night, and he's like, come on, I'm being sarcastic. I'm like, I don't know, I'm a pretty sarcastic guy from New York. I didn't catch any sarcasm in any of those moments. And I thought it was more campaign strategy of him finally letting that go. I thought it was his people getting to him and saying, you got to just say you lost so that you could win this time around. I thought that would be the only thing.
He's never going to let that go, because if he lets that go, everything that he's said over the last however many years, 3.5 years that he's been crying about winning is going to be all for nothing. January 6th is going to be, it's like, well, then if you admit that was all bullshit, then you admit that, you created this frenzy out of a lie.
Yeah.
He can't admit that. He's never going to do it because he can't admit that he's wrong.
Yeah. I didn't know what to make of that because I'm like, it is flip-floppy.
Sorry about all that microphone.
That's okay. It is flip-floppy, but it also, his people wouldn't give a shit if he flip-flopped on it. But also at the same time, they were so diehard that he didn't lose. Now all of a sudden he's saying he did. And how does that make them feel? Like I would just, again, not to say that you can't. And here's the other thing too with her. They want to nail her on this fracking thing. I wish she would just say, hey, I went from a district attorney and a senator of one state to now being responsible for all states. When you consider that, I changed my view on fracking because I see how important it is to the economies where they are and the this and that and the other thing and the economy and the environment, all that. Why can't you just say that? Like everybody wants to get her as a flip-flopper. He had 33 lying moments, undisputed by Fox, and she's acting like I'll get nailed as a flip-flopper. You won't. Those old rules are thrown out the window. Just say I evolved over time, and that's why I've been for fracking since 2020. Just say that and let it go already. Yeah. How is it that I could win every campaign from a podcast chair and these people can't do it?
To be fair, you had a day to come up with that.
I did.
You weren't asked on the spot.
I wasn't.
In front of millions of people.
I still stuttered and struggled through it if you noticed.
It wasn't that easy.
Frank, anything else on the debate before we move on to Dave Grohl?
I think it's just pretty clear what happened. He buckled. He got thrown into several traps. He lied a lot. And she won plain and simple. And anybody who thinks that he won is pretty delusional. I could admit, yeah, Biden lost terribly on the last debate. It was not even. It was hard to watch. But she definitely won this one. And I don't know. There was a talks of will there be another debate? And of course Trump is like, I won this debate. Why would we do another one? It's like no.
So you're saying flat out victory for Kamala?
Absolutely.
All right, let me check the debate 2024 truthometer here.
Wrong.
Sorry, pal. Jay Sabs, what did you think?
Like I said, I thought he was pretty subdued. I fell asleep at the end. I thought it was kind of boring. I mean, all they did was really say what the other one did wrong or not do anything at all. I don't really know if that's how it's supposed to go. I think a debate is probably supposed to, when you're supposed to say like, oh, this is what I'm going to do and these are my plans, but no one really said that. I don't know if she won. I honestly don't think anyone really won. I don't think it was really clear cut.
I know who lost. It's the American people. There was a clear loser in this debate, as there is on most.
I was pumped up after this debate. I was like, I have a question. This is encouraging.
Did you touch yourself to the debate last night?
No. Did you and your wife fornicate after?
Oh, definitely.
Right, easy now.
During several times.
Yes or no?
No comment. I'm not gonna.
He definitely.
Once I hit 40, I couldn't bust a nut more than twice in a week. Frank did it 7 times in the 90-minute debate. That's what I heard.
And he was like,
it was encouraging.
And before
debate.
people go, oh, what did Aaron tell you that? I heard that from Dexter, his dog, when we made a deal that I wouldn't eat him. So that's how I got that bit of
information. There you go.
See how I brought that right back? That was good.
Tie it around.
Big callback.
Big callbacks. How about this? Making us laugh for 29 months. Robin, member for more than 29 months.
Wow.
He's been making us laugh for with the whole. And listen, doesn't rest in the.
Is that Robin's real? Is that his real beard, or is that fake?
I think it's fake.
Oh yeah, it's fake with the cigarette.
I think he wears a beard toupee. To be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
That's my theory. What do you call a beard toupee? A beard pay?
I hope not.
A beard?
Those are both dumb names.
I'll put that back in the garage and work on it before we bring it back out again.
Please do.
But he doesn't rest on his laurels. Has a funny line saying Trump lost by a hairball, even on his 29-month membership anniversary post. That's
very nice.
That's oh, look at this. 8 months for Fly NY coming up right behind him. I like that.
Right. Very cool.
Yes. The cigarette is fake though. There is some photoshopping in that photo. You were right, J Sabs. Your instincts were there. Your instincts were right on. Do we want to talk about the stupid abortion thing, or could we just move on? Because Christella brought up that he talked about the abortions after birth part. We didn't mention that either,
which is just ridiculous. But
do you want to know the context? Because there's some context to it.
I couldn't find it. That's what I wanted to say. I couldn't find the I didn't really look that hard. Also, I had just woken up and went, wait, what were they talking about?
So the former governor of West Virginia, which nobody should ever give a shit about anything that comes out of West Virginia. I'm sorry, you know.
What about that song? Country Road, take me home.
That's true. That's it.
West Virginia.
If West Virginia was important, it would be called a West Virginia ham. And it ain't. It's a fucking Virginia ham, and nobody gives a shit about your step cousin that we don't even read. It's anyway. The governor there said in a radio interview, which this is taken out of context, which every politician does, but Trump is taking it out of context in a major way. And again, vote for him. Don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Don't vote for him. I give a fuck.
And I think this is becoming a good bit. Actually, I'm enjoying the.
Are you?
Yeah, I think we got something here.
No.
Anyway, he says in a radio interview. He says, and this is very important, context matters. He says during botched abortions, meaning where the baby, it was their intention to abort the baby. He gives an example of the baby is deformed, the baby has no quality of life, or threatening the mother's life. Okay, so he pre-qualifies his answer with that. If in fact they determine that the mother could die during childbirth, or that the baby would be born and then die instantly. If they decide on an abortion in those instances and it does not work and the baby is in fact born and alive, they will put the child aside and figure out what to do. That's kind of important because if the quality of life is so that the baby's going to die anyway, or let's say, for instance, live for 4 days in utter and excruciating pain and then die, that is a conversation to have. I understand that. It is also important to recognize how ludicrous and rare this exact scenario is. Late-term abortions account for less than 0.09% of the abortions that happen in this country. So that scenario that he is talking about is
a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of that.
Exactly. And he was asked on the podcast and he gave the answer as best he could. Is it a great answer? No. Is he trying to be truthful and answer the question? Yeah. And it's important. It's not like it's a beautiful, healthy baby and they're like, well, we didn't want it and you botched the thing, so kill it. That would be murder.
Yeah.
That would be murder. But in this instance, and again, it's sort of one of those areas where you've got to make a tough decision You're trying to save the mother's life in one instance. There's no quality of life in the child in another instance. What's the humane thing to do there?
Right.
I know Christians will be like, let the baby be born and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I can't be confident and tell you that's the humane thing to do is let this baby be born. We don't know what that existence is like.
Right.
If it's nothing or if it's painful or if it's agony, I don't know. I don't know. But that is what he said. So this idea that all Democrats want to kill babies after they're born and consider it a late-term abortion,
such an insulting.
It's a leap.
It's such an insulting thing to say that to use that as a, well, now you can't have, now everybody's against abortion. Like to use that as a reason to take away women's rights is despicable.
Yeah. So that's the context. And if you don't want to believe me, don't. I don't fucking care. I don't give a shit. Don't believe it. Believe what Trump says. I'm
Very
fine
sorry
with
to
it.
hear that, Rachel. Very sorry.
I'm fine with it. What happened? Rachel didn't like one of my jokes?
Oh, that's understood already, but
my mom was from West Virginia. It's a beautiful state. She died 6 years ago today. I am sorry for your loss.
Yes, very sorry.
I can't help but wonder if she would have lived longer if she was in one of our better states.
No.
So I apologize.
No.
Does that mean Rachel's from West Virginia?
I don't know.
No, she said her mom was from. All right, let's read between the lines here. Her mom was from West Virginia, which means she didn't live in West Virginia.
That's not necessarily true.
That's true. If you say you're from somewhere, that means you've moved somewhere else.
Or she has since passed on, and you can't say she, you know what I mean?
Rachel's going to answer us.
You're talking past tense.
Rachel's going to tell us whether or not she lived there or not. Let's bet right now. I say she was from there and lived somewhere else.
I say lived there.
One of our better states, like regular Virginia.
Right. No, I say she lived there. Very sorry for your loss, Rachel.
Okay. Lindarella's not helping. She says West Virginia is a pretty state. I saw lightning bugs once in West Virginia, PA area. So cool. I hate to tell you, Lindarella, but we got lightning bugs everywhere. That doesn't make fucking West Virginia special.
I don't know. I mean,
that's like saying they have trees,
Man, you're just shooting everybody's enjoyment of
I'm
this
dropping
state
truth
down.
bombs. I don't give a shit.
All
Rachel
right,
says her mom joined the Navy after she graduated. So it sounds like her mother was an extraordinary human being.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is what you would expect from somebody who wants to get out of West Virginia. She probably looked around and said, I got to get the fuck out of here.
Navy was calling. Well, thank you to your late mom for her service. And your dad. My dad was in the Air Force. Look at that.
Rachel's extraordinary. She has wonderful parents. But who was right?
Yeah, no, you were right.
Thank you.
Very good. Good
Thank you. I'd rather live in Iowa.
Really?
They have lightning bugs in Iowa. Big ones.
Oh, they have ones that take your head off, man.
But yeah, they'll fuck you up if you don't. You can't put your hand out the window. Fucking take it right off. You catch one wrong. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
so I think that's the debate.
Janine, what are you building? A shelf from IKEA? What's going on over there?
But you hear? I'm not even moving anything.
It sounds like an episode of This Old House on your end. There's fans blowing. There's banging. I don't know what's happening.
I'm actually filming for my other podcast.
Wow.
What did you say? I missed it.
I'm actually filming for my other podcast.
Oh, son of a bitch. I knew it.
I have to go blow dry my hair now.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to topics. By the
way, she gave
us
the old, I can't be with you guys tonight because I'm doing my hair.
I gotta do my hair.
As you exit, give us your thoughts on Dave Grohl, because somebody was very interested to hear what you had to say about young David Grohl.
I've got another confession to make.
He did.
That lyric didn't help him yesterday.
I think he is one of the most ugliest human beings on planet Earth. I'm sorry, God forgive me.
Based on looks or because of what he did?
Looks.
And this isn't helping.
This isn't helping. And also not surprising. You know how many of these musicians have babies on the side? I mean, come on. It's not surprising.
I have no idea.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was never a huge,
all over.
Never a huge Dave Grohl fan. There were a few.
Really?
There were a handful of their songs that I could stand. But
here he goes. There's no Metallica. God forbid we like somebody
They
else.
are no Metallica. No, I like a few of their songs, but I'm not a huge Dave. I was never really a huge Dave Grohl guy. Not big into
People love
his
him.
stuff.
People
Sure.
love him. But
Not people. I love them.
Oh.
Eh,
Yeah.
I gotta say, when he didn't side, he kind of didn't side with. He didn't have Lars's back during the whole
Oh
Napster
my
thing.
God! Listen to
Telling
you.
He didn't want to. He didn't want to step up and back up Lars. That was like, hey, come on, you're leaving him out, hanging out to dry.
I fucking can't
Not cool.
take you. Cannot take you.
Thank you.
Before I leave,
Mm-hmm.
I would love. I have an idea. If we went to the Trump rally next week, because there is one coming to Long Island next week, and interviewed people outside of it.
Get out. Where is it?
Nassau Coliseum.
No,
At the Coliseum, inside the Coliseum.
Yes.
What day? Saturday or Sunday? Or
I don't know. I just saw it on my Instagram. I'm not sure when it is, but we have to go and interview these people outside.
Have a good time.
Frank wouldn't come. You wouldn't come, would you?
No, I would to interview, to talk to people and see what the hell is going through their minds.
Oh,
I would.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not getting into a fight over defending you.
That's the thing. I don't. It's going to be a shouting match. I'd be like, "What's wrong with why? No, I wouldn't do that. But I would. If I were to go, I would ask. I'd bring up these things and say, "Are you okay with this or that or this?" It would be I would try to expose the hypocrisy a little bit.
Oh my God, you don't want
to do it.
You don't want to go to the live chat right now. Look at this.
Everyone's saying to do it.
Oh my gosh, you're telling me go do it.
Oh my God, you're
Yes,
making
do
me
it.
feel
No.
awful. Oh, she fucking left. I can't.
Well,
I
all right. So
can't.
when is this thing? I'm not going.
Fuck, we gotta look it up. We gotta look it up now.
The parking alone there's going to be 3 cars there, and I can't be bothered.
The parking's gonna be a bitch. Trump
All those
rally.
people leaving early and bored. I can't do it.
Nice call back from you, my friend.
Thank you.
Why is he playing the Coliseum? He should be.
Because he can't do the UBS. That's why.
Ouch.
We're going to go to the failing Coliseum, the one that couldn't hold the Islanders.
Wait a second. This is breaking news. JSAB's breaking some news. This was only announced 4 hours ago.
Wow.
President Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States, will deliver remarks at a rally in Uniondale, New York on Wednesday, September 18th at 7 p.m. That's podcast time.
That is podcast time.
Shit.
Yeah,
Nassau County is reeling from the... Oh, this is from the Trump thing, so we don't have to really... Okay. This is all right. Date and time: September 18th, 7 p.m. Venue Nassau Coliseum. Time of events: 3 p.m. Doors open. 7 p.m. 45th President of the United States delivers remarks.
3 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta have time to buy all his bullshit merchandise.
Oh, it's funny. All requests for media credentials must be submitted by Monday, September 16th. Should we submit?
No.
We still got time.
You
No.
can go.
No. Huh. Do we want to do this? I don't really love driving to Nassau on a weekday. It's kind of a bitch to get to. It's right close to you. You're really close to it.
Closer than you are.
Way closer than I am.
But
It would be something if you guys did a remote from there. I mean, I'll go. I would go if you wanted me to. But it would be killer if you guys both went and did a remote in. You don't want to go. I'm not going to force you to go. Would you go if we all went, or would you? You could do it from home.
No.
So clip it.
Clip it.
General admission tickets. You have to register and request media credentials.
No.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't go in. Like, even you can get what you need in the parking lot if you want to talk to the people. You're not, I'm sure there's everybody's gonna be outside lingering around until
you could get what you need from the parking lot. Yeah, that's a boy. Okay, here's why I'm worried. As I just thought of this, I don't know if you. Let me share this little information with everybody about your old pal Ant. Kind of hard for me to not be sarcastic and that could get me punched in the face. You know what I'm saying?
You should definitely go.
Like if I'm talking to somebody and they're saying something really stupid, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold back on that.
Then you should definitely go.
That would be a little messy.
I'll hold down the fort. You can go and remote in.
I was going to say, we haven't really done a live. It could be done.
It sure could.
It could be done. I would feel more comfortable with one person in a home studio who could anchor it, and just in case reception's bad, Wi-Fi drops out, whatever, all the things that could happen.
Yeah, what Wi-Fi would you use?
You'd have to use the Coliseums. I mean, if we got media credentials, we'd be on the media Wi-Fi. Yeah,
it's gonna be so jammed up.
But even outside, you're not going to have that outside.
Good signal.
Which is why most people just record shit and play it afterwards, which we could do too. But honestly, okay, let me be honest too. This is totally honest, even though I feel like we're going to wind up going, or at least I'm going to. I don't love those bits where they embarrass people at these things. It makes me feel bad for them. Like when they, sometimes I laugh at them, but there's sometimes when, like, who are those guys? The untruthful guy. There's what I'm talking about.
Names. I can't remember the names.
I don't know if they're on the Daily Show or not, or there's some bit. There's two guys.
Jordan Klepper's good. He goes to these.
Jordan Klepper is good. Yeah, he's a Daily Show guy, right?
He's a Daily Show guy.
Yeah, he did something out here once. It was really funny. But a lot of the times I just wind up feeling bad for those people, or they just disgusted me so much. I think Kimmel did one where maybe it was one of those whoever the fucking guys
Christina
are.
K says the good liars.
Good liars. Thank you. That's it. The untruthful guys. What a fucking asshole I am. The untruthful guys.
Untruthful guys.
The good liars.
Close.
Thank you, Christina. One of those guys did one where they were like, they said something and it was Biden's. I don't know. It was the reason they were like, this is why Biden didn't serve in the army or whatever. And then he was like, oh, wait. And so they asked the woman and she's like, well, it's disgraceful. You should serve, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, oh, no, wait, I screwed up. That was Trump's reasons for not serving. And then she was immediately like, well, you have a family and you have this, like, she just made the excuse. And it's just like one of those things where it's like,
they try to wrap it around so it's better when Trump. See, there was one I remember. They were talking to a couple or a person about banning books in schools.
Mm-hmm.
And the interviewer goes, there's this book where these two daughters get their dad drunk and sleep with him. Would you want that book banned? And they go, oh, absolutely. That's disgusting. And I go, well, that's the Bible. That's, and they're like, oh, that's in the Bible? No, that can't be. It's like, well,
it's in the back by the glossary of terms.
Yeah, I might be messing up a little bit of the details there, but that's the gist of the story. But
well, some fucked up shit that happens in the Bible. I mean,
some fucked up stuff in the Bible. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. This is something. Boy, Janine dropped a bomb and just walked away from the podcast.
She lit a match, walked away. It exploded, and she didn't look back.
Because I don't know if would go. She's got a lot of stuff going on.
She barely makes it to this podcast. You think she's going to go to the Coliseum?
Hold on. There's a Trump rally next Wednesday at Nassau Coliseum. Should we attend and do the show from there? Asking Carlos.
I thought you were asking Siri.
No.
Yes, you should go to the Coliseum.
Siri would be like, what are you, fucking stupid?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Siri just answered me back and said, that's not nice. Do you see it?
Anthony, how could you say that?
When did Siri get so snarky? That's fucked up. No, I don't know if Cuddles is going to answer.
It's not it's a good idea. Do I want to go? Not really.
I would feel really good. Okay, let's really think about this logically. If we went and got credentialed, we'd be in a press area. We could do the show from the press area. What would we do? Just a regular show? Would we have people on? I don't know if I'd want to talk to anybody. I have to really think about this. I don't want to hear his speech. That's going to be everywhere.
I don't want to hear him.
By the time he hits the stage, we should be done.
It's going to be the same bullshit.
Yeah, who would give a shit about that?
They're coming to this country. They're destroying it. Shut up.
Yeah.
You're an idiot. I can't deal with that.
So listen, but Okay, I'll tell you the most appealing part about this. We have been looking for a reason to do this show on the road for quite a while.
We have?
Know what I mean? Well, yes.
Well, somebody should let me know that.
we had fun with PDQ, the PDQ thing.
That was like 3 years ago.
That was
before COVID.
Yeah.
4 years. I don't know.
No,
when
that was like in the height of COVID.
Oh, yeah, because we were eating in the cars.
Separate cars.
That's right.
Yeah. And that was kind of fun. You know, I don't know where's the fun here? Where's the entertainment factor?
I say I want to go to Comic-Con.
Yeah. Well, yes, there you go. We've been talking about it. Comic-Con would be fun. I think I put in the credentials
up in a month, though. A month and a half.
I think I put in on that. We got to wait and see. I'm pretty sure I put in for that. Yeah, I will. I write a note, Comic-Con. Yeah, Comic-Con would be, that would be fun. That I know we could just have a blast with. But that's also a pre-record scenario because that's on the weekend for the most part. Although I think it is a Friday.
They do Friday. I think last I remember they do like a Wednesday through Sunday kind of thing.
Right.
Wednesday,
and there are
Thursday,
some
Friday,
interesting people we'd want to talk. Yeah, see, Christella says interview people. It's putting a lot of pressure on this, though. I don't know if that would necessarily be hysterical all the way around.
I mean,
have to be somebody good or somebody we'd want to talk to,
and it would be live too. So,
yeah, I mean, we could tape something from 6 to 7, 5:30 to 7, whatever it is, and then just air it.
Would we walk around with a camera, or would we sit at a thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, do we just go to the press area, set up our stuff, and do a podcast with everything happening behind us, and just go with it as we go with it? Talk about our experience. I mean, I guess we could.
Because it would have to be about. I don't want to just go there and do a regular podcast. It would have to be about what's going on, and we'd have to talk to people. It wouldn't just be the podcast on location, because we could just do that here. It would have to be something to do with where we are.
True. I don't know how we make that funny. Like truly entertain. I have to really think about this because I understand how the idea could be very funny, but we've been doing this a long time. Frank, I know you've gone to things where it all seems great on paper, and then you get there and start doing your thing, and you're like, "Oh, this is not
95% unusable."
Right.
Stuff that it's just either boring or walking around and you're not going to get anything. But
there's some prep that's involved in making. We'd have to line up some people, and
it'd be a huge it would be an undertaking.
We could put our Trump shirts back on sale. I bet you we'd make a fucking killing in the parking lot selling those Trump Jesus shirts.
You could sell those. I'm not selling those.
Or should we just go with J-Sab's idea and put the Donald Trump Jr. memes on a shirt and sell those?
I say we set up a Harris Walls booth. See how many we sell.
See what we do.
Yeah.
Should we?
Price. Let's go.
Should we sell like cat kebabs? Just walk around with little sticks of meat. Like, here's a cat kebab. Yeah.
Kebabs.
Is that funny? Somebody's gonna kick the shit out of us. Is that what everybody wants to see?
I think they want to see a huge fight.
That would be funny. Watching the two of us get our asses beat by some biker-looking Republican dudes would be hilarious.
Objectively, it would be funny. But for me, it probably wouldn't be funny. For the vast majority of people, it would be.
Yeah. All right. See, now the Daily Show does it, and it's funny. Yeah, but
it's edited down to the meat of the whole thing. I mean, they're probably there for hours and hours taking.
Exactly.
News.
That's 5 hours to get 3.5 minutes of gold. That takes a bit of work.
It is funny. They do a great job with it, but
they also write a premise going into it. They don't just show up with nothing. So that's what we have to figure out, what to go into it with.
You go in, you have a list of questions that you want to ask. What's your goal for do you want to are we there just to get opinions from people? Are we there to be funny? Are we there what are we trying to do?
It'd be interesting to see. We could ask the dudes, like, hey, like, open your phone right now. You got that Hinge? No, what's the gay one? Grinder?
Grinder.
We'd be like, you in the Grinder, big fella? What are you doing tonight, huh? You're in Nassau County? Figure, let's see what's wife is gone. You're at the rally. Hook up with some dude.
Is it the Republican National Convention?
Yeah. What if we were like the Republican, like the grinder wing of the Republican Party? What could we call that? Like we wear shirts that were like we. There's such an uptick in business. We're here to make sure that we're
a month free or whatever. Come on over, sign up for a month free.
No, or if you're having any trouble with your Grinder app, we're here to help you. We're we're fucking
Grinder IT. GIT.
We're just here to make sure you're grinding. What is it? Grinder IT?
Get it done. Grinder IT. Get it done.
You seem like you're on the Grinder app. We just want to make sure you're having an okay experience here at the Republican rally. That'd kind of be funny. Somebody would swing at us, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should hire security. That's not a bad idea.
We don't have the budget for that.
Let's just get a big fucking
huge
lineman.
People?
Yeah, do we know anybody who played college ball that could just walk around with us?
That'll help. It can't hurt.
Just a big Tony Soprano looking motherfucker. Just fucking.
Oh, see, there's an idea. Neil has an idea. Now, Neil said hide your couch and love seats shirts, but we should bring a couch or something there. And a free hum sesh with the couch.
Oh, put it behind a curtain.
Behind a curtain.
Go back. Yeah, do your business.
$10. No questions asked. Go ahead.
$10 for 2 minutes with the couch.
2 minutes with the couch. It's not. I don't think it's prostitution. It's a couch, guys. It's not. There's nothing illegal going on here.
It's couchstitution, to be honest.
Couchstitution. Prostitution.
That's better. That was better than mine. Where's my winning thing? I don't have the winning thing on here. Shit.
Winning.
See, you deserve that one. That was good.
I don't know if I heard that from somewhere. I don't think I did, but I can't remember.
Prostitution's good.
Prostitution.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's make a vow. Let's make a promise. Let's put in for the credentials, the press credentials. If we get it, we go. If we don't, we don't. What do you think?
No. I don't know, man. Next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday. All right. We'll think about it. We'll discuss off there.
We have to talk about what's it called? Logistics and what we're going to do there.
Hold on. This is good. Here's another. It's Kamala's couch. What if we show a picture and be like, would you fuck this? And they could be like, you're an asshole. And be like, but wait a second. It's Kamala's couch. Would you fuck it now?
There you go. I say we bring a couch for photo ops.
Just like
take a picture on the couch. Or we have like a therapy session. Come sit on JD's couch and we'll talk it out. We'll see what's
We'll see what happens. Now that
we'll bring a love seat.
Oh, well, like we did there, love seat. I get it. Yeah. You think there's a hotel right next door? You think we can get an old cuck chair? Be like, hey, you got any old? They got to be
lying around.
I feel like at every moment they're throwing one of those out. So I feel like there's going to be one in the back alley at some point.
I don't know if it works if it's not a couch.
True.
But
yeah, because the cuck chair is more our thing. Though those people aren't going to get that.
They're not going to get that.
All right, we got some things to think about.
Couches and cats. We set up a tent.
Oh, I like that.
We sell some kebabs and get your picture taken with the couch.
And you're on the couch. Eat a cat kebab on the couch.
Yeah.
Whatever happens after is, it's up to you and the couch. All right, we got some things to think about.
We get a giant brainworm. Take a picture with the brainworm. Cardboard cutout. Or put your head through the circle.
That's the idea. No, we bring a Robert Kennedy cutout and we let people come take a picture with it. Mm-hmm. But we got to rig something like a little mechanic. It
comes in right at the end.
The worm just pops up as we snap the picture.
You just get it. You have a little cardboard thing on a stick and you stick it out at the last second. Little brainworm like this, just sticking out. from behind,
just out of his ear or something. Yeah, something. Yeah, something. That would be good. God. We could probably get Robert Kennedy on the show. He's just doing anything nowadays. He's fallen from grace. It's
so true.
It's a big fall.
We'll get like a bear stuffed animal and a brainworm cardboard cutout
and a brainworm. This is becoming a very prop heavy outing. There's a lot of prop. I feel like Carrot Top at this point. I don't know.
We're gonna have a trunk full of shit. We're gonna be the photo booth at a wedding. That's what this is turning into.
It's the weirdest photo booth over there. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think out of all of this, the IT guys for Grindr is the funniest thing, but that's most likely to get our asses
Punched in the
that.
face. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Hand out Brain and Worm fans to hand to people. I'm sure they will be hot. No, I got an even better one. We give those little gummy worms. Pass out gummy worms to everybody. Here's your brain worm, everyone.
Nobody's taking gummies from
strangers.
Strange people.
Yeah, that's true. Damn, that would have been so good.
How about a shirt that says "My brain worm told me to vote for Trump"?
Oh, that's good. That's cute. I do like that a lot. My brain worm told me to vote for Trump. Yeah, that is good. Could probably come up with it. We could probably move some merch if we really wanted to. If we really set our mind to
get that all together in a week, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's why I said if we really set our mind to it.
We could probably design something within a week, but then getting it shipped out here and
no, it'd be a problem.
It'd be a huge thing.
How about fuck it? I'm voting for Trump. I bet you we'd move a lot of those.
Oh, of course you would, but
yeah,
I don't want to. I'm not selling pro-Trump things.
I know. I'm surprised you're even. I don't know if you're just doing this for on air. Like, I feel like once we end the show, you're gonna be like, I'm not going, right?
That's probably what's gonna happen.
I'm surprised you're even entertaining this though on the air.
No,
I thought this would be an immediate shutdown.
No, I wouldn't go in support, but the only slight chance that I would go would be as a host of someone covering it.
Entertaining, yeah, to entertain.
Yeah, because I'm not looking to promote the guy,
right?
I wouldn't go to I'm not going to a Kamala Harris rally either.
Well, that's what's hilarious. I wouldn't be caught at a political rally.
Yeah, I don't go to rallies. And if I did, if I ever went to a rally, it would be for someone I support. But I'm not begrudging anybody that goes to rallies, but I've just never been to one, and I just don't feel like promoting one.
Right. I want everybody to know I do think poorly of you if you go to a rally. I think you're a lesser citizen.
But you don't care who votes for who.
It's weird. the weird intricacies of your old pal.
Yeah, it's like an onion with you.
Yeah, I don't care who you vote for, but if you spend your time at a rally, then I'm going to question a lot of things.
Or actively live in West Virginia.
Or West Virginia, yeah. If you choose to live out your days in West Virginia, I got an issue with that too. I also don't like people who put political bumper stickers on their car. Like, shut the somebody right.
Shut the. Sorry. I like how you cut yourself off. Just shut the.
Somebody put a Trump flag. I'm very much in a Republican area. Somebody put a Trump flag out in front of their house, which, again, I'm very happy that you're happy. But at the same time, I can't imagine why you think anybody would give a shit who you're voting for. We don't fucking care.
Yeah, because anybody who votes for Trump is going to go, hey, all right, great. Anybody who doesn't vote for Trump is going to go, this guy's an asshole.
So what are you doing it for?
So there's no,
I don't understand it. Now, what's weird is if that's a Jets flag or a Rangers flag or a Giants flag, I get that. There's some pride in your team. That's
probably what it is.
I don't believe there should be any pride in politics. There should be zero. There's none.
I'm not saying you're an asshole if you vote for Trump. I'm saying it's you're asking for people you're asking for one side or the other to look at your flag and make a judgment call on you.
I'm not saying you're an asshole if you vote for Trump or Kamala. I'm saying you're an asshole for thinking I care enough to be like, what's that flag say in the front of your house? Like, I don't fucking care. Just don't waste your time or money on the fucking flag telling me who you're voting for. Just shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
Shut the fuck up. It doesn't make sense. There's a guy who lives over by me who has like these signs up of a bunch of colleges. I don't know the person or the family, but I can only assume that they have 4 or 5 kids and they've all gone to those schools. And there's like a nice pride in that. Like, that's a beautiful thing to share with people. I think that's the story. That's the story I wrote in my head. This is where these people's kids went and they're displaying that on their fence on the road. Okay. That's something to be proud of.
What other story could that be?
Right. Okay. Thank you. So, I don't know. It could be what he won parlays in college football betting. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
But that's something to be proud of. Like I sent my kids to this school. Great. I'm voting for this douchebag this time. Like nobody gives a fuck. Like it's going to be another douchebag in 2 years and another douchebag in 2 years after that. It's not worth being proud of. For president, it's 4. Yeah. I mean, I was kind of going down to the old congressperson level, but whatever. Anyway, all right. So we'll think about this. We'll get back to everybody. Obviously, it seems like we don't have to ask the audience opinion. We know where they want us.
Yeah.
Quickly on Dave Grohl. I'm shocked by this. I'm, believe it or not, upset. I don't know what's happening to me. I feel like I'm growing feelings at a late age. But
it ain't so.
Yeah. I also feel like he was one of those really cool rock guys. He was always great in interviews, always open and honest. You feel bad for him. He lost Kurt Cobain. You feel bad for him. He lost Taylor. What's his name?
Hawkins.
Thank you. He just lost his mom, and some big huge some big huge Foo Fighters fan just said that yesterday, which was he lost Taylor Hawkins and his mom in a short time, and then all of a sudden he gets a woman pregnant, and they were like, maybe this, like he was just not handling it well, and that's kind of what happened. She was also
that's blaming.
Let me give it
on the other. Yeah.
You're right. You're not wrong. Let me give you this last thing. She was theorizing, nothing confirmed, that one of the background singers that they brought on for the last tour, somebody said that they spotted them canoodling and whatever, and she thought he's out of the road.
Do we know who it is?
It's pure speculation. This was just from a hardcore Foo Fighters fan. Pure speculation. But I could see big losses. You're on tour. You're fucked up. It happens. That kind of shit. Not to give an excuse for him, because I still think it's really bad. Yeah. I also think it's ballsy that you're like, hey, everybody, you got to accept me this way, and I'm going to work from. Like, it's kind of
come out sooner or later.
Yeah, you're right.
Because the kid's going to grow up, and he's going to be taken care. I mean, I guess it's going to come out sooner or later, because you're going to have to. Hey, you have your everybody knows probably his family, like who's in his family. That knows. Any of his fans probably knows he has a wife and however many kids he has. All of a sudden there's an extra kid. It's going to be like, well, who's that?
Right. Who's over there on the side of that photo right
it's
there?
It's the Ray Finkel of the family. That? Who the hell is that?
But also the balls and the gall to be like, it's one thing to cheat. It's another thing to cheat with unprotected sex. Like,
yeah.
You really don't.
There's nothing good about, about cheating.
I'm stunned.
It's not a good, I wonder what's going on with his family, his wife. He said they're working through. I don't know what that means, if they're gonna patch things up or not, or what. So,
me too.
Did they say? Did he say?
No, he just gave it from his perspective, which again I thought is kind of unfair to be all like, hey, I'm working back to get through their trust and blah 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 and whatever, right. And it's kind of like, it's a ballsy thing to put out there, to think that you can get it. You fuckface.
Right.
Anyway, Bon Jovi saved a life, Frank, and we should celebrate that. So
pretty cool.
This is some video footage and credit WBIR NBC 10 in Nashville. Yeah, Wibber. Bon Jovi. I don't know if you can see this, but dead in the middle of the road, black jacket, black pants.
He's a cowboy. Yeah, got him.
There's Bon Jovi. If you look to his immediate right, there's a camera person.
Sure.
And then just behind him is a producer or some sort of whatever. He's on the bridge in Nashville filming a music video. And if you look...
Wait a minute. Is that the guy in the blue shirt?
Guy in the blue shirt. Look close, bottom left corner of the screen here. Guy in the blue... It's a woman. Woman in a blue shirt. Yep.
Okay.
They notice, she is on the wrong side of the walking bridge there. Looks like she's about to take a jump. And you could watch, they kind of start to notice it. They're looking over in that direction. The producer person goes over right away. They walk over. I'll skip ahead here. They walk over, and you can see now they're slowly approaching. She puts something down, and there he is walking over to her as clearly she's about to jump. And look at how casually, look at how, what did you see that rock star move?
That
He
was
just leans.
Cool as a cucumber, man.
Fucking cool. So cool. Just like, hey, let's talk. What's going on? And sure enough, they talk it out for a few moments.
Wow.
And they wind up grabbing her. Let me go back a little bit for everybody. They're just chatting it up. The producer puts her hand out, then boom, grabs it. He moves in right after, talking a little bit more. It's kind of like, it's almost, they coordinate, like, I'm going to distract her with my Bon Jovi-ness as the producer person grabs the arm, and then they get a real hold on her, and then they haul her over the side and get her back onto the bridge.
That's amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
You just look over and there's Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Talking that's
and look at all the other people who did nothing. Bon Jovi came up, look, and they haul her right over. Like, come on over. We're going to save you. We're going to get you through this. I'm Bon Jovi.
Cool. All right. So I just became more of a Bon Jovi. I like his music, but I just became more of a fan. That's an awesome thing.
Yeah, look at all these people. Now they all want to come over and help out. Where the fuck were you 5 minutes ago when Bon Jovi was doing all the hard work? And look, he talks her through it. Look at the big hug. Like, are you kidding me? This guy's an angel.
That's awesome.
He's an angel.
Bon
Fucking
Jovi
beautiful
for
moment.
President.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
That's really cool.
I'm equally proud and blown away by Bon Jovi, and also a little upset because I feel like this is what I could be doing, and I'd never get the chance. I've never gotten this opportunity.
Yeah, but you don't want to be.
I do want it.
Oh, all right.
Put me in the coach.
You'd want to be able to save a life, but you don't want someone's life to be in compromise.
No.
In a compromised position.
But that happens, and I'd like to be there. I'd love this headline to say, mediocre podcaster saves woman's life. Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Well,
certainly would help with downloads.
That's what I'm saying. What's your motivation for this? Is it to get more views, or is it to save a person's life?
Selfish. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the wrong way.
Well, I don't know about you, but I checked with JD Vance, and they planted that woman there so he can get, music video views. This music video is going to go through the roof now.
Right, of course. That's it's all a conspiracy. This is awesome.
This music video is going to go through the roof the same way JD went through the cushion. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to really have an impact.
What? Where is this? Do we know where exactly?
Nashville.
Nashville. Okay.
Yeah. In fact, if you look, I don't know if you can see it, but if you look just behind it, I'll bring it a little bigger for everybody. If you look to the left of this Grand Prix sign, that's the football stadium. Yeah, it's right there. Look at it walking. I don't even. Away. I think the woman got a part in the video. I'm not even 100% sure, but he's like, come film this fucking video with me right now.
Yeah, look, hand around her shoulder, kind of thing.
Yeah,
nice.
They walked around the camera just there. They're walking off, getting that lady some help. How beautiful a moment. Cool. Isn't that nice?
That's like the guy is a good dude, man. That's really awesome.
You know what he is? As my Jewish friends would say, the mensch. That guy right there is a mensch. What a beaut.
That is a great thing.
Yeah. Great guy. As if he hasn't gotten enough with all the fame and fortune.
Oh, will you stop? You like, jealous bitch.
Spread it around.
Come on, just leave. The guy did a good thing. What the fuck?
And all the good stuff happens to him. Why can't we get lucky, catch a break every now and then?
Yeah, to save someone from their demise.
Yeah,
that's an awesome thing.
Never.
That's how you round it out.
That's how you end an ended episode right there.
Yeah.
That's cool. If you're in a troubled spot, never take your own life. It's worth it to keep going.
Absolutely. There's always a way out. There's always there's always help is what I mean. There's always help.
Yeah.
For anybody going through something that they think they can't get out of, it's incorrect. There's help. You just got to look for help. It's there. So you're not alone.
Think about all the podcast episodes you'd be missing. Okay. We can't afford it. We need every viewer we can possibly get.
Yes. So if you've got any kind of feelings that way, ask for help. It's there. Help
And then legit, we really don't have much to do. You know what I'm saying? Just message us. We'll be there for you.
Yeah. I mean,
Or the suicide hotline might be the better way to go.
Suicide hotline's better. We're not professionals.
Point is, there's always somebody. That's the point.
Yes.
All right, Frankie C. We'll see everybody on Friday. Appreciate you guys. Have a good Thursday.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we